Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshulmilitan Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Yam Pravajantam Anupeta Apeta Krityam Rapaino Viraha Katara Ajuhava Putreti Tanmaitaya Tadavo Binedus Tam Savabhutam Hridaya Munimanatosmi Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatam Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat Bhaktya Vina Parada Lakshay Kiptastakamadi Tarangamadye Kripamai Tvam Sharanam Prapanna Brinde Namaste Charanarvindam Tavevasmi Najivami Tvayavina Iti Vigyaya Radhe Tvam Nainam Charandike Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So today is Sri Ram Navami, the appearance day of Sri Lord Ramacandra, and we're going to hear some lectures given by Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Gosvami Maharaj about Lord Ram. And we begin by offering our most humble obeisance unto the lotus feet of our beloved Gurus, unto Sri Guru Pada Padma Nitya Leela Bhavishta, Om Vishnupad Asto Tarsat Sri Srimad Abhayacharanavinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada, and Sri Guru Pada Padma Nitya Leela Bhavishta, Om Vishnupad Asto Tarsat Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Gosvami Maharaj, and to all of our exalted Rupa Nuga Guru Varga. Today is also the appearance day of Srila Bhaktivallabha Goswami Maharaj, the great devotee, great disciple of Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhav Maharaj, and for many years the Acharya of their institution. So, and contributor to so many important literatures that he wrote about Mahaprabhu and his associates. Right, a well-wisher of devotees around the world, traveling so extensively, kind and merciful to all. So, I'm going to begin. This is a lecture that was delivered in Hong Kong, April 13th in 2008. And Srila Narayana Maharaj says, today is a special and very sacred day. Today, Krishna, in the form of Ramacandra, took birth in Ayodhya. In ancient times, there was a king named Maharaja Dasharatha. He was a very strong personality. He conquered all kings in the south, north, east, west, and everywhere. Therefore, his name was Dasharatha, meaning that his chariot went everywhere in the 10 directions. Up, down, here. He had 360 wives, but no child, no son. Now, half his life was finished, and he was becoming old. Because he had no son, he was very anxious. Because a pious religious king should have a son, because a son born of such a personality is generally also very qualified. And the king is concerned, obviously, for his own lineage. We can barely help that, but also for the citizens. A real king is dedicated to the welfare, protection of the citizens. And therefore, having a son was part of that. Otherwise, when they leave this world, then there's chaos. Everybody's fighting for the throne, right? Anyway, one day, he went hunting. The whole day he was roaming here and there, and it became night. Now he was very hungry and thirsty, and he wanted to take shelter somewhere for the night. His friend, King Kaikeya, the father of Kaikeyi, lived nearby, so he went there. When he arrived, King Kaikeya became very happy. King Kaikeya told his young daughter, "Oh, my dear daughter, Kaikeyi, take care of Maharaj Dasharath and manage his meals so that he will be happy here." Kaikeyi was very beautiful and very qualified. She served Maharaj Dasharath in such a way that he became very, very happy. Certainly very qualified, because she's going to become the mother of one of the forms of the personality of Godhead, the wife of Dasharath, the father. And these ladies born in these exalted Kshatriya families, they also have these qualities, the feminine side of the Kshatriya spirit, so that they can give birth to, very strong, qualified sons and daughters. So she had all qualification. And she was great devotee. In the morning, Maharaj Dasharath went to Maharaj Kaikeya and asked his permission to return to his kingdom, Ayodhya, because he'd been there for some days now. He also said, "Oh, my brother king, my friend king, your daughter served me in such a way that I am so happy. So I request that you marry your daughter to me." King Kaikeya began to laugh. "I cannot give my daughter to you for marriage. I know that you have so many queens. They're friends, but 360 wives, right? She'll just be lost in the shuffle. I will give my daughter to any king under the condition that the son born from her womb will be the next king. Then I can give her, otherwise not." Because also in those days, alliances were made in that way also. Marriage was not just, like the Western version, romantic love. It was also a social contract, right? There are many levels of connection that were established through marriage. So he would marry his daughter to a good person, right? But also for, maintaining some political advantage there. So then, hearing this, so he says, "I will give my daughter to any king under the condition that the son born from her womb will be the next king. Then I can give her, otherwise not." Hearing this, Maharaj Dasharath began to laugh. He said, "Oh, my friend, I have 360 queens, but I have no son. If your daughter will give me a son, automatically he will be my successor king. Don't worry about this. I will be very lucky if I will have a son by Kaikeyi." King Kaikeya then gave his daughter in marriage to Maharaj Dasharath, and Maharaj Dasharath returned to Ayodhya with her. After some time, demigods called Maharaj Dasharath and told him, "You are very powerful. We want to make you commander-in-chief of our army to defeat the demons." So Maharaj Dasharath went to heaven, and Kaikeyi also went with him. He became the commander-in-chief of the demigods' army and began to fight with the demons, with Kaikeyi as his charioteer. She was very, very brave and powerful. Imagine that. What a powerful woman. Being a charioteer is no easy task. Krishna was a charioteer for Arjuna, a very exalted position, very required skill. Rukmini became the charioteer for Krishna when he stole her and fought all the kings that wanted her. So, and Dasharath must have been so powerful because, it's not like the demigods were bereft of powerful commanders, right? Kartikeya, the son of Lord Shiva, so many others were there, but they wanted him. So one day while he was in battle, the axle of his chariot broke. Kaikeyi jumped down from the chariot, took the chariot with her hand, and Maharaj Dasharath defeated the demons. I've heard the description that she kind of bent down and with her hand held the wheel in place with her finger, so it was spinning and connected. She's holding the chariot axle and the wheel at the same time so they could continue to go. I mean, incredible strength and dexterity. So, after the battle, Maharaja Dashrath was very happy. He said to Kaikeyi, "You have saved me. Because of you, I have won the battle. Now, ask for 2 boons. I want to fulfill your desires." Kaikeyi replied, "I am your wife. It was my duty to serve you like this. There is no need of any boon." Again and again, Maharaja Dashrath insisted, "You must take 2 boons. First, you were my charioteer, and second, you lifted the chariot. So you must have 2 boons." She replied, "When the proper time comes, I will ask for these boons. Keep them as a deposit." Jai Jai Shri Shri Radharani Ramanju Ki Jai Srimati Lalita Srimati Vishaka Shri Rupa Manjari Shri Bhakti Manjari Shri Prabhupada Shri Gurudev Ki Jai. Okay, so she's holding those boons as deposit. After that, Maharaja Dashrath returned to Ayodhya, but still he had no son. He therefore engaged Rishi Shringa in a Putrishti Yajna, a fire sacrifice for begetting a child. When the sacrifice was completed, a deity came out from the sacrificial fire and gave some sweet rice to Maharaja Dashrath. The deity said, "Give this sweet rice to any of your queens, and they will definitely have sons." Maharaja Dashrath became very pleased. He divided the sweet rice in half. He gave half to Kaushalya, who was his first wife, chief queen, and half to Kaikeyi. Kausalya and Kaikeyi then divided their portions and gave some of each to Sumitra. Ram took birth from the womb of Kaushalya. From Kaikeyi came Bharat, and from Sumitra came Lakshman and Shatrugna. You should know that neither Krishna nor Ram nor any incarnation of Krishna comes from a husband and wife like a worldly person. That is why the fire sacrifice was done. And through the sweet rice, Krishna himself came in the form of Ram. Understand? The sacrifice was performed in order to show that Ram is not like us, taking birth from a father and mother. Regarding Krishna, he entered by mantra in the heart of Maharaj Nanda, and Nanda gave the mantra to Jashoda. Nrsingadev, Varahadev, and other incarnations also, none of them came from a father and mother. In other words, they didn't have material bodies that were generated by the union of semen and an egg. After some time, and the first son born, the eldest, was Ram, born to Kaushalya, the chief queen, but they're all born very quickly together, right? After some time, the sons of Maharaj Dashrath were sent to the Gurukul of Vasishthadev, where they became expert in all 64 arts, and then returned to Ayodhya. Sometime later, Maharshi Vishwamitra visited Maharaj Dashrath and said, "While we are performing sacrifices, the demons are destroying them. So please, give me Ram and Lakshman. They will protect us." And that's this time Ram and Lakshman, they're about 16 years old. Maharaj Dashrath replied, "Oh, they are only teenagers. I will go with my whole army to protect you." Vishwamitra said, "You cannot. I know. Give them to me. Otherwise I will curse you." Maharshi Vasishtha, the guru of Maharaj Dashrath, then said, "O Maharaj Dashrath, if you give them, they will learn so many things and they will be very happy." Thus Maharaj Dashrath gave his sons. He was worried because the demons that they were being sent to kill were very, very powerful, associates of Ravan, and he had this prem where he was afraid for his sons, even though he knew their identity and how powerful they were. But still he had that fear, and he said, I'll go. And of course, he had defeated so many demons before. But then Vasishta said, but you realize who Vishwamitra is. Before he became a Maharshi, a Maharishi, he was a great and powerful Kshatriya warrior himself. He knows all the arts of the Dhanurveda, of the martial arts, and he can teach your sons. And he'll protect them, right? Actually, Vishwamitra could have done it himself, but he didn't want to violate his identity as like a Brahma Rishi, right? He spent so much time coming to that plane. So, Vishwamitra brought Ramacandra and Lakshman to his ashram on the bank of the Ganga, where my birthplace is. That means the birthplace of Srila Narayana Maharaj in Bihar. He taught them about many weapons and about mantras, and Ramacandra killed so many demons there. Maricha was one of those demons. By one of Ramachandra's arrows, he was hurled 800 miles into the ocean near Lanka. He wasn't killed, and later on he had a role to play. So, in brackets, it says that Janak Maharaj had invited many kings to Janakpuri to compete for the hand of his daughter Sita. And so he announced in the assembly of kings, whoever will string this bow of Lord Shiva, I will marry my daughter to that person. The bow of Shankar, which was so heavy that very strong kings could not pick it up. Even Ravan came at night to try it. Banasura came. Demigods came, but they could not do it. So many kings from all over the world had come to Janakpuri and wanted to lift it, but they could not. Apparently the story is that Sita, while she was playing, her ball went into the room where that bow was, and it had fallen under the bow. She couldn't reach it. And so she just kind of went in and lifted it up and then grabbed her ball and then put it down. And her father saw this, and knowing the weight of that bow, I mean, this was one of two bows. This is the bow that Lord Shiva had when he defeated the demons in their cities. No ordinary king could even lift it, and he saw his daughter had such power that she's shocked. She's the origin of, she's like, Swarup Shakti. So she can do anything. And he thought, only the most powerful person is qualified to be her husband. If he can't even lift this bow, how can he be the husband to my daughter who can easily lift it, right? So they all tried, but they could not. And that's a whole story, how they were all there, they all came, and how previously to this, Ram had been with Vishwamitra, and they went from his place to the place of Janakpuri, and when they got there, they were strolling in the gardens, he and Lakshman, and at the same time, Sita and her maidens were also in the garden, and they glanced upon each other, and of course, immediately developed deep attachment by that glance. They didn't speak, and she was wondering who this was, and he was wondering who this was, and then when Ram and Lakshman were taken to the Swayamvara, then they saw that, that's that girl that I saw and fell totally in love with. And she's saying, that's that boy I fell totally in love with. So no one could lift it. There's an Indian movie about it. It's kind of funny seeing all these guys dressed up like Kshatriyas struggling, A few were able to lift the bow, but none could string it even, right? It's so difficult to string. Even though they could lift it with great endeavor, to string it was impossible. And Janak Maharaj had said, oh, here I thought, somewhere in the world there must be a Kshatriya. Now I see there are no Kshatriyas in this world. And he was so unhappy. Lakshman heard that, and Lakshman became enraged. And because Lakshman has such attachment and love for his brother, and he felt his brother was being insulted. Ram had not tried yet. And he said, who dares say this? Who insults the honor of my Ram? And he wanted to kill Janak Maharaj, but Ram held him back, and then Ram walked towards the bow. And Sita saw him, and he was so handsome. He just entered into his, perfect Kaishur age, and a complexion like fresh green druva grass, so beautiful, so effulgent in every way, ornamented, and beautiful curly hair. I mean, just like Krishna, in so many ways, different complexion. And he walked up to the bow and effortlessly lifted it with his left hand. Right? Left hand, of course, because Shakti is always on the left side. And then, placing it on the ground, reached over, bent it down, again effortlessly, put the string on it, and then pulled it back, and not just to pull it back to shoot an arrow, but he pulled it back so far that the bow broke. What kind of strength is that? And the sound of that breaking was so loud, it went around the world 3 times, right? There was a story about this volcano, Krakatoa, in the 1880s or something. It was so loud you could hear it like hundreds of miles away. It was booming. And this sound was so loud that it went all around the world 3 times. The people there were protected, otherwise the sound would have shattered their ears and even their heads. So they got to hear it, but they were protected. And then, of course, then Sita went to give the garland. But Ram was so tall, she couldn't put it on him. And putting the garland on him means, okay, I've accepted you, you're my husband. So they were trying to get Ram, and I said, oh, Ram, you have to bow down. So that you have to bend down so that she can put the garland on, bend your head. And Ram, the, Maryad Purushottam, said, Ram bows for no one. He's the Lord of all, right? He'll not bow to anyone. He's saying that, right? And so Lakshman's saying, oh, okay. Lakshman's very clever. And he said, yes, Ram bows for no one. He went down to touch Ram's feet. And Ram, being embarrassed that his beloved brother is touching his feet, bent down to stop him from doing it. And when he bent down to stop him, then Sita could put the garland on his neck. And then everybody was happy. Lakshman was so clever. He served Ram in every way. So, Maharaj Dashrath, he was invited from Ayodhya for the marriage ceremony, and he brought Bharat, Shatrughna, Vashishta, Brahmarshi, and so many other persons. And all the brothers, Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrughna, they were all married. And after that, they came back to Ayodhya with their brides. And after some time, Bharat and Shatrughna, they went to visit Maharaj Kaikeya, right? The father or grandfather of Bharat. And Dasharath called the family. They were out of town. Now I'm becoming old. My son Ram is very qualified to be king after me, my successor. I want to give him the post of crown prince. And Maharaj Vashishta and all the persons in the council became very happy, right? Yuvaraj, right, the crown prince. And they said, Maharaj Dashrath, do not delay. And then Maharaj Dashrath said, so when should I make him king? And Brahmarshi Vashishta replied, tomorrow is a very auspicious day. All the stars are very favorable. Tomorrow it should be done. So Maharaja Dasharatha declared, tomorrow I will make Ram the crown prince and the king, right? Thus Maharaja Dasharatha told Vashishta, prepare all things for the Abhishek of Ram, and everybody's very happy. Everybody loved Ram. All the queens loved Ram, even more than their own sons. Everybody loved Ram. Just like in Vrindavan, everybody loved Krishna. In Ayodhya, everybody loves Ram. So, in the meantime, the maidservant of Kaikeyi went to Kaikeyi and said, oh, you are really very unfortunate. Tomorrow, Maharani Kaushalya will become Raj Mata, the mother of the king, and you will be Kaushalya's maidservant. When Kaikeyi heard this, she became very happy. She offered her golden necklace to that maidservant, but her maidservant took it and threw it away. Right? Because Kaikeyi, simple-hearted, pure-hearted, to be the servant of the servant. She loved Kaushalya. Kaushalya was her senior, and she loved Ram. And the maidservant said, you are really very foolish, and you're not understanding. Ram will be king, and Bharat will become his servant. Then you will be the mother of a servant. In other words, trying to appeal to her Kshatriya pride. Because in some families, materialistic families, brothers would actually fight for the right to be the king, and even in some cases war and even kill each other. Right? But still there is some way out. Why has Dasharatha sent Bharat and Shatrughna from here? In their absence, why has he declared that Ram will be the next king? You remember Maharaja Dasharatha promised that the son from your womb would be king. So why is he not doing so? Also, you have two boons from Maharaja Dasharatha. You should tell him that your son will be the king and Ramacandra will go into exile. So this went on and on. She badgered and badgered. And by the influence of Jogamaya, Kaikeyi, although it looks like Mahamaya and avarice, and in the minds of ordinary people and ordinary readers of the Ramayana, Kaikeyi is like a villain, right? That she became afflicted by this mundane jealousy and envy. But she was influenced, and she thought, if Ram is here, no one will accept Bharat as king, so he must be sent into exile. Right? Even if I force this boon that my son should be the king, as long as Ram is here, everyone will protest. So yes, he should be gone. Right? So she took off all her ornaments, donned very dirty clothes, and wept. She sent someone to Maharaja Dasharatha to tell him that she was weeping. Maharaja Dasharatha then came to his dear wife. He wanted to know why she was weeping and why she was wearing dirty clothes. She said, do you remember that you gave me two boons? I want to ask for them now. It is the proper time for me. Maharaja Dasharatha replied, I can give them to you. And so she made sure, and he vowed, and as a Kshatriya, he would never break his word. And she said, Bharat should be king, and Ram should be exiled for 14 years. Hearing this, Maharaja Dasharatha became faint and began to weep. He said, O Kaikeyi, I can make Bharat king, my successor. But why do you want Ram to go into exile? Why do you want to send him away? Kaikeyi replied, you should just now promise that you will do these things. I don't want to hear anything else. Worried and weeping, Maharaja Dasharatha said, my dear Kaikeyi, don't send Ram into exile. But she would not change her mind. Kaikeyi called Sri Ram. Ram asked, why is my father not speaking, and why is he crying? She replied, he has given me two boons. I asked that Bharat be king and that you should go into exile for 14 years. Ramacandra became very happy and said, from the beginning, I was wondering why in Indian culture the eldest son becomes king. Why should it not be divided among all his brothers? I am happy that you have now asked for this boon from Maharaja Dashrath. At once I am going to exile. Again, showing the qualities of a perfectly dutiful son. Even though it appears that he's losing everything, he's very happy to fulfill the will of his father, no matter what that was, and also showing his detachment and desire to share his good fortune with all his brothers. Exemplary, perfect mentality and behavior. Not because he was forced, just naturally like that. And when he was ready to go, Sita Devi said, I must go with you. I will not be able to survive here. Lakshman also said, I must go with you. Initially, Ram had told Sita, I am going now for 14 years. You should stay here. You will be taken care of very nicely by Bharat and everyone. And she said, what are you saying? Am I not your wife? We have vowed we are like one soul. I will never be separated from you. Wherever you go, I go. Oh, but there'll be such hardship. I don't care for hardship. The only hardship would be separation from you. And Ram tried to dissuade her, but she would not budge, and he had to agree. And Lakshman also, I'm always at your side. As Shatrughna is the servant to Bharat, Lakshman is a servant to Ram. They had that relationship. And I will be there for you. I will protect you at all times. So the three of them, in the dress of sannyasis, went into exile. He says, I'm telling this in very brief. Yes, because, even one section you could spend hours on here. And they wore this bark of this special tree, and they undid their hair, and over time it becomes like matted locks. And they walked out of the city, and when everyone saw that, when Ramacandra went into exile, Maharaja Dashrath, weeping, told Kaikeyi, I have now broken my relationship with you as my wife, and now you are no longer my wife. Moreover, if Bharat comes and accepts the kingdom, I also will reject him as my son. Take me to the palace of Kaushalya. There, crying, Ram, 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 Ra, he left his body. Right? Because, again, Maya, Yoga Maya, he'd forgotten that he made that vow that, yes, the son of Kaikeyi will be the king. That's another reason, right? It's all part of the way the Leela was meant to come out. This is all Ram's desire. I don't think it's said in this lecture, but in other places, Gurudev has said that when Ram was young, he went to Kaikeyi, who loved him more than even Bharat, and said, I have to ask something from you. Only you will do this, no one else. Your love for me is so strong. And then he told her that how this is going to happen. And at a certain time, I want you to ask my father that Bharat be the king and that I be put into exile. I have my reasons for this. And there are many reasons, because the Leela in exile is very extended, and there are many interactions with many different kinds of devotees, and then the whole separation from Sita, being stolen by Ravan, the exhibition of the deep love in Viraha that Ram showed. It had never been showed before by any incarnation. And so many other things, the meeting with the monkeys, Hanuman uniting with him, all of this. Ram has very special Leela, and this was the agency for it. And she said, I can't do it. And he said, you have to promise me. And they both knew that she would be reviled forever for that. But her love was so strong that she accepted that role and all the disgrace and enmity that would be hurled at her for all time. And she's considered, terrible. But actually, she's the greatest devotee of Ram for doing that. These are all eternal associates. How could this be Mahamaya? How could mundane envy stimulate this? So in the meantime, Brahmarshi Vashishta called Bharat and Shatrughna from their maternal uncle's house. When they came, they saw that all the citizens of Ayodhya were weeping as a widow would weep. Actually, they had followed Ram all the way out the city to where his first campsite was at the bank of the river. And Ram and Lakshman and Sita had to sneak away, or they had to use a ruse to sneak away so that the people would not continue to follow them. So, and they went back reluctantly. So Bharat saw that his mother, Kaikeyi, was wearing a white dress. He asked her, "Where is my father?" She replied, "He has left his body." He asked, "Where is Ram?" She replied, "He has gone into exile." He asked, "Where are Sita and Lakshman?" She replied, "Also in exile." He asked, "Why?" She replied, "I have done this for you so that you could be the king of Ayodhya." He replied, "I would cut your head off, but my brother Ram would not be happy, so I will not do so. I accept you as a queen, but now you are not my mother." So now she's completely abandoned, right? Bharat then called the council and said, "Be ready. I'm going to Chitrakoot, where my brother Ram is staying with Lakshman and Sita. I will bring Ram back, and he will be the king. He is still king." Thus he prepared to leave with all of the mothers. When they were getting ready to go, Kaikeyi told Kausalya, "Sister, I also want to go. I will tell Ram that I am taking back my boon and that he must return to Ayodhya and be king. So take me with you." Out of mercy, Kausalya took Kaikeyi with her, and all went to Chitrakoot. This was the place of the hermitage, I believe, Bharadwaj Rishi, because Ram and Lakshman and Sita were staying there, and he received them very, very nicely. Right? And it was a beautiful, beautiful place. And Bharadwaj had great mystic power, so he could make all arrangements for their comfort. And there's a whole story about that. When they're there, they saw in the distance this huge army coming towards them. And Lakshman saw it, and he thought, "Who is this coming? Some enemy, perhaps, to try to, attack and kill Ram." Now he's all alone. And then he looked and he saw it was Bharat with his flag on his chariot. And he became angry and he said, "It's Bharat. He's coming with a whole army to kill you. I will kill him." And Ram said, "Hey, calm down. This is our brother, But this is Prem, right? And so they had this meeting, of course. I think he's going to describe something. And Bharadwaj, by his mystic power, he arranged for housing and meals for the entire army. It was like this giant feast and festival and everything. He created an entire city for them all, a village city. And all were very happy, right? All the soldiers, everybody. He even created maidservants for all the soldiers to serve them and feed them and everything. So, and then Bharat requested him, "Please return to Ayodhya." Ramacandra heard from them that his father departed from this world. So first he performed a ritual ceremony, and then a big council took place. Vasishtha Maharshi and all rishis on one side. The father of Janaki, Janak Maharaj, was also present as the head of the family. Ram, Lakshman, Sita, and others were on another side. Vasishtha Rishi said, "O Maharaj Janak, I am very happy that you have come. The boat of Ayodhya is sinking in the ocean. There is no captain to save us. I am happy that you have come. Tell Ram and Bharat what to do. I cannot tell them because I am on the side of Bharat, that Ram should return. So you say what they should do." Right, because everyone had given Ram good reasons why he should return. Your father's request, he's left his body. So now you're freed from that oath because he's no longer here. Kaikeyi, I withdraw my request, my boon. Everybody had given Ram reasons to return. But still he wouldn't. He said, following the order of my father, I cannot deviate. So Janak Maharaj mediated. And he asked Ram, will you agree that what I decide you will follow? Ram replied, yes, certainly. You are my father and like my guru. Right? His father-in-law. So then, and he's also one of the Mahajanas. He's a great religious authority. Maharaj Janak asked Bharat, will you obey me? Bharat replied, certainly. You are my father now, and like my guru also, I will do what you decide. So in the big council, Bharat explained why he thought it better that Ram should return to Ayodhya. Maharaj Janak then offered pranam to his Gurudev, Shankar, and meditated on him. He said, "Oh Shankar, my Gurudev, give me inspiration. What should I tell them?" Because Bharat gave many good reasons, and all based on his deep, powerful love for Ram, selfless love. And Ram's reasons were based on maryad and duty, to his father. So he had to weigh those things. So after that, having received inspiration from Bhagavan Shankar, Lord Shiva, Maharaj Janak said, Bharat has won and Ram has been defeated. The love and affection of Bharat is very, very deep, like an ocean. And Ramachandra's dharma is like the Himalayas. Ramachandra can sink in the ocean of Bharat's love and affection, but he cannot move here and there. This means that Bharat should think about what is real bhakti, uttam bhakti. Though he is one, he should ask his worshipful deity how he will be pleased and what he wants and follow that. Because he's showing here that your prem is capable of controlling Ram, right? It's powerful. But real prem is completely selfless. So even though you want him to return, you should still ask him what is his desire and show your love by fulfilling that. Bharat then became very happy. He folded his hands before Maharaj Janak and said, Maharaj Janak, you are really my guru. You have opened my eyes. Until now, I was looking toward my own happiness. I was thinking that if Ram would come to Ayodhya, I will be happy. I never thought about how Ram would be happy. Now you have opened my eyes. So this is another level here. Bharat said to Ram, my dear brother Ram, how will you be happy? Tell me what you want. Ram replied, I am defeated. You have won. So I am taking the kingdom of Ayodhya. But I want that for 14 years you will manage my kingdom, not your kingdom, as my representative. After 14 years, I will definitely come and take my kingdom. Bharat agreed, and he took Ram's wooden sandals, placed them on his head, and returned to Ayodhya. Sri Ramachandra thought, this place is very near to Ayodhya. Bharat or other inhabitants of Ayodhya may come here, and then the rishis will be disturbed. So I must go to the deep forest. He went to Dandakaranya, then Panchavati. In Panchavati, he made a cottage on the bank of the Godavari, and he began to live there. He even went further south. He went down to where we were, near Bangalore, Mysore, and had pastimes in the Kaveri, and near the Kaveri there, there's great many stories about Lord Ram down in that area. They did wandering. And of course we know they also went to Navadvip. Right? He was blessing the world with his lotus feet. So one day Ravana's sister Suparnaka came. She saw Ram and became so much attached and wanted to marry him. She took the form of a very beautiful lady and approached him. She said, I am a very young, qualified, beautiful lady, and you are a young, attractive person. I want to marry you. Ramachandra replied, I am married and Sita is here. And he said, Kshatriya is allowed to take many wives, but he said, I have vowed in this life to take only one. But then he says, but Lakshman has no wife here. His wife was in Ayodhya, right? So you can go to him. It was also very beautiful, right? So she went to Lakshman, who told her, I am his servant. Do you want to be the maidservant of that lady, Sita? Go to Ram. He can marry you. Back and forth. They're embarrassing each other, right? Again, she went to Ram, and he again refused. Then she took the form of a very big demon and wanted to kill and eat Sita because she thought, oh, if Sita's out of the way, then there's no marriage, no vow. So Ram signaled Lakshman, and by the order of Ram, he cut off her nose and ears. Crying, Suparnika went to Ravan's brothers, who came with an army to fight with Ram, and Ram killed them all. Ramacandra then told Sita, I want to fight with the demons and kill them. I want to keep you with the demigod of fire. You will be safe there. Ram called the deity of fire, and Sita was given to him. Then a Maya Sita continued on with Sri Ramacandra. Oh, that I didn't know. That's when the Maya Sita was already there. Huh. That's interesting detail. Oh, I'm going to be fighting many demons from now on, so I want you to be protected. So he gave her to this special form of Agni. Suparnika went to her brother, the very powerful Ravan, and she said, I went to the forest and saw a very beautiful lady. Really, she is very qualified to be your queen. She is more beautiful than your wife Mandodari. But when I went there, they cut off my nose and ears. I want you to take revenge and somehow take Sita and make her your queen here. Ravan then took one of his servants, Maharaja, who had been in the fight with Ram earlier, and so he knew Ram's power. He was very afraid of Ram. And they went to Dandakaranya near Panchavati. He was on a flower airplane, which he had taken from Kuvera. He told Maharaja, take the form of a very beautiful golden deer and go in front of Sita and Ram. Sita will definitely tell him to bring her that deer. Ram will follow you, and you take him very far away. If Ram may kill you, and at that time, imitating the voice of Ram, you should say, alas, Lakshman, alas, Lakshman. Maharaja he didn't want to do this because he said, oh, Ram is going to kill me. If he don't, he might kill me. And he says, I will definitely kill you if you don't do it. So he had to do it. So he became that golden deer and began grazing in front of Sita and Ram. Sita said, that golden deer is very dear to me. Prabhu, my dear husband Ram, somehow bring that deer to me. Either alive or dead, I will present it to Mother Kaikeyi. Because you could take the skin, and deer skin is considered suitable for sitting on, for meditation. Ram had told Lakshmana before going, stay here and protect Sita. There are many demons, so you must stay here. Don't come with me. Ram followed that deer, who took him very far away. Ramacandra shot that deer. The deer cried, imitating Ramachandra's voice. Lakshman, Lakshman, save me, save me. Sita Devi and Lakshman heard that voice. Sita Devi said, go and help your brother, otherwise he will be put to death. Lakshman replied, I know my brother. No one can kill or defeat him, so I will not go. Ramacandra has given me the order to stay here and protect you. Sita Devi said, oh, you are a hypocrite. You are a spy. You want Ram to be killed so you can become my husband. This can never be. So she was insulting Lakshman. And Lakshman became very worried. And he said, I am making a circle around this cottage. Don't cross this circle for any reason. Stay here. I am going, but don't go out of the circle. It was a circle of protection. And this is another form of Yogamaya, but also for a lesson, right? Lakshman never would have gone, but she insulted him so terribly that he had to go, right? So in the meantime, Ravan went there in the form of a Swami and called out, Bhiksham Dehi, give me alms. Sita Devi brought him something on a plate. Ravan tried to enter that cottage, but when he approached the circle made by Lakshman, some flame or electricity at once manifested. He could not cross that line. Ravan said, if I give a curse, Ram will die. So what had happened was that he asked her to come out and give him that. And she said, I can't. And there was some back and forth. And he said, I'm a sannyasi. If you don't give it to me, then I'll curse you and your husband will die, right? So then she crossed the circle because it was a wish of Ram that Ravan would come and kidnap her. This is the Maya Sita. So when she left the circle, Ravan forcibly took her, put her on a flying chariot, and at once flew back to Lanka. He told Sita, you should be my queen. You will be more dear to me than Mandodari and others. She refused, and he kept her in Ashokvan, the special orchard in his palace garden. When Ram returned with Lakshman to his cottage, he saw that Sita was not there. He became maddened and cried, "Oh, Sita," right, calling out, "Oh, Sita, where are you?" He began to ask even trees and creepers. He even asked the Godavari River and the animals there. And that's a whole pastime, right? That's when Uma Devi saw him and had some doubt. Let's see. All right, yeah. Yeah, they're almost over this part. What? Yeah.
9:30.
Ram then went to, so he's looking everywhere, to Kishkinda and met with Sugriva, the king of the monkeys, and made friendship with him. Then, and actually, there was one person who witnessed this and tried to stop Ravan. Jatayu is a very powerful but very old bird, like a vulture, very powerful. And he fought heroically with Ravan to stop him. But Ravan was extremely powerful, and he was older, so he cut off his wing, and he fell to the ground. And as he was dying, Ram came and he saw him, and he told him what had happened. And Ram, of course, blessed him. And the last thing he saw when he was leaving his body was Ram. And then, but they didn't know where he'd gone. So then he was wandering in the forest, and he met Sugriva, the king of the monkeys, and made friendship with him. Then, because Sugriva was kind of an exile himself, along with Hanuman, because his brother Bali, who was more powerful, had stolen Sugriva's wife and become the king. Sugriva had been the rightful king, but Bali had a special boon that made him very powerful, and he could defeat him. So, Sugriva made friends with Ram, who said, I'll help you, get your kingdom back. And Sugriva said, I will discover Sita wherever she is, and then you can kill that person who kidnapped her. Then Sugriva told Hanuman, search for Sita. And Hanuman, everyone was looking everywhere. There's a whole story about the monkeys going everywhere, right? Down below the earth, so many places. And finally, they wanted to search the place one place they hadn't, which was that place of Lanka, and the whole pastime of him leaping to that. And so he went to Lanka, crossing the Indian Ocean. he discovered Sita in that Ashok forest, and with the help of Vibhishan, the brother of Ravan, Ramacandra had given a ring to Hanuman and told him that when he meets Sita, he should give it to her so that she would know that he was his messenger. Sitting on a tree in that garden, Hanuman dropped the ring in front of her. Sita Devi saw that it came from a monkey in a tree. Then Hanuman came and said, I am a messenger of Ram. He has sent me to find you. And they talked back and forth. And he even offered to take her back. And she said, no, my husband must come and take me back, right? Only he, that's his job. So Hanuman says, okay, I'll go back and tell him. And in the meantime, he was causing havoc in the city, and they captured him. He allowed himself to be captured. And they tied him up, and they were going to kill him, but Vibhishan said, you don't kill a messenger. That's against Dharma. Well, we have to do something. Well, light his tail on fire, because monkeys are very proud of their tail. So they did that. They wrapped it in, kerosene-soaked rags or ghee-soaked or whatever, and set him on fire. But then Hanuman expanded himself, broke the ropes, and then went all over the city setting fires everywhere. And then he went back. And then he told Ram where he was, right? And now Ramacandra came with the monkey army, Sugriva, Jambavan, Nala, Nila, and others, and went to the ocean and made a bridge with the help of Nala and Nila. Nala had a boon that whatever he would throw in the ocean would float. Thus, very soon the monkeys made a bridge and crossed it. There was a very great battle for 90 days in which Ravan and his whole army were finished. So a lot of details about that. How about the rocks were floating, how they wrote the name of Ram on the rocks so that they would float, and how the bridge was built, and even how Sugriva at first wasn't even going to help. He'd gotten his kingdom back, but he became intoxicated and forgetful. Anyway, so then they went. Now Ramacandra with the monkey army, they had a huge battle for 90 days, and in the end, Ravan and his whole army were finished. Then Ramacandra made Vibhishan, who was a brother of Ravan, but a devotee, king of Lanka. And Vibhishan brought Sita Devi and Ram there, but Ram refused to take Sita, even though many sages, demigods, confirmed her chastity. And he told her, I cannot accept you. You can go anywhere you like. Sita Devi then told Lakshman, build a fire for me. I will burn. I will not keep my body. Because Ram, as the upholder of Dharma, if any woman is separated from the house for so many days and nights at the house of another, it's considered that she's been contaminated, right? So he couldn't take her back. But so she said, so build me a fire, and I will enter it. So they made a huge fire, and Sita entered it. But this was only a trick, because in Dandakaranya, Ram had given Sita Devi to the care of the deity of fire. Now, by a trick, Ram took Sita Devi from the fire. She came out of the fire, which proved she was completely pure, and he went with her to Ayodhya. That great chariot that of Kuvera they all went on, and it expanded. It held all the monkeys, everybody, even the monkeys that were killed in the battle. They were all revived. Everybody went back to Ayodhya, right? And they all went back together, and Bharat was waiting there, and he went at once to greet Ram. Ram was then given the crown of Ayodhya. So that was the lecture Gurudev gave, and by his own words, quite condensed, to put so many different elements of the pastimes in one lecture. And there's some other lectures also. Maybe we'll read them in the next couple of days. I mean, it's important to know these different points. So we'll stop here, and we'll offer obeisance to Srila Prabhupada, to Srila Gurudev, to Sri Sitaram, Lakshman, Hanuman, Bharat, Shatrughna, so many pastimes of all of them. And in the other lectures, the non-duality, the non-difference of Ramacandra and Sri Krishna, how they're different and non-different, right? Non-different in tattva, but different in lila, right? A very subtle, important distinction. So, stop here. Gaur Premanande, Hari, Hari Hari Bo.